Hey everybody, this is Brandon from Sparksmith, helping you see and be seen. Today I wanted to go over our new truck bed light kit. It is a universal kit that comes in 3 sizes, 1 foot, 2 foot, and 3 foot long. They're sold as a pair. I have the 3 foot version here. They will come with magnets pre-mounted on each end that are strong enough to hold these guys in place. Each one will plug into the harness that we make here in-house. This harness will plug into one side, it'll go down across, the other side will come down and join it, and then you'll run the remainder of the wire up along your frame rail, and then you've got just a simple 2-wire connection that will connect to your choice of power source. Now, these bars, the longest ones, the 3 foot long ones, on their maximum brightness consume about 2 amps of power, which is not a whole lot of power. So most circuits on most vehicles will be able to handle that. So if you're connecting them to like your third brake light, the cargo light, or say your interior lights, or even just a basic on-off switch, most of those things should be able to handle these with no issues. And we can certainly send you instructions for your specific application. We'll have some application-specific instructions in the listing, and we'll have additional information available on our website, as well as you can always email support@sparksmith.com if you have questions about your specific application. So installation of this is going to be really, really simple. Like I said, where there's magnets on the lights. For now, I'm going to come up with just a zip tie solution, honestly, for these controllers. And then we're going to eventually come up with some kind of bracket to actually mount these. Something that looks a little more neat and clean. And then the harness will just run, like I said, from one side to the other, and then up along the frame rail and up to your chosen power supply. So one thing I wanted to show you real quick was on these controllers that come with the lights. Now don't do this. I'm just doing this to show you what is inside here if you get curious. These are a completely potted controller, fully sealed from the elements, and completely waterproof. So, no need for you to look around in here and get nosy about it. It's just some gray material, 2 little buttons inside it, but completely potted controller with controls for both the yellow function and the white function. And I'll go over the function of those once I get these things installed, but I'll do a quick little time-lapse video showing how they get installed. It's really simple. I've got the wires run. You want to just follow the frame rail and keep it alongside your factory wiring, and just kind of zip tie it. This one's just a demo, so I didn't get every little detail right, but you want to follow the frame rail and follow your factory wire loom. Zip tied into place several times just to make sure it stays away from anything that moves and anything that gets hot. Once you follow the frame rail, if you come up here, right here, there's this plastic thing. Most trucks have, this is just like a vent. Most trucks have these somewhere. And it's just, we'll open up the cab and go inside in just a minute and see, but it is actually a perfect place where you can pass through a set of wires, and then we'll go in and fold the seat down, and I'll show you what we're talking about, so we can pull those through and get them. I'm going to wire them to the cargo light. Now, if your truck doesn't have those, yeah, come here. So you can also find a body plug like that that goes up into the floorboard, and you can run the wires through there. Usually most trucks will have several of those kicking around somewhere underneath here, but that's another good place to get access to inside the cab. So I'll have to fish them through, but basically the vent that's down in there comes through right in here, and so we've got to get into that. I'll have to find out where it is, but we'll get them passed through there, and then we're going to run them up and just kind of tuck them in behind the pillar trim, and then we'll pull down this panel and we can get access to the cargo light back there. It's on time lapse, right? Oh. Okay, once you get your wire run up and across the headliner, you pull it out. There'll be some kind of opening similar to that. Just pull these two wires through, and this is an 07 Silverado Classic, and the cargo light is powered by this white wire on this aftermarket assembly, but it comes from this little red wire right here. But rather than chew into the factory wiring, I'm going to crimp onto this wire here, and then I'm going to run a self-drilling screw into here for the ground, and that will literally be all there is. So a lot of you may know I don't like using these quick crimps, but they do have their place in time, given that it's such a small power load, and it's in a dry space. Like if these wires are getting wet, you have bigger problems. But when I say fill them with grease, this is kind of what I mean. Is like the thing is absolutely filled with grease. Then crimp it to the wire and then plug your tap in. Okay, so I relearned something that I kind of already knew and just basically forgot about, was that these trucks, long story short, they are a ground side switch for the cargo lights, meaning that it always has power. So as soon as I grounded this, these came on, but if I take the ground away, the light goes off. So it always has power and it switches the ground, which means that I have to change out this little connector for another quick crimp like this guy to the ground wire. Hope that that does the trick. We will find out. They are two separate ground wire circuits, so I have a high degree of confidence that this will be successful. There, now for a quick and easy install. Those are both crimped. I can put this back in place, and then well, before I screw this back in, I'm just gonna kind of set it there, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna go turn on my cargo light, and let's see what happens. Fiddlesticks. So I forgot. A while back, I rewired my cargo light switch so that it provided a ground for wheel rings instead of the cargo light. So I can't make the cargo light work anymore until I take some stuff apart in there. So I'm gonna do some video magic, and I'll be back in like half a second with a working cargo light, and we'll just pretend that this part never happened. Okay, we're all fixed. Everything's fine. This is all fine. Let's give you an idea of how much light these guys, and keep in mind these are the 36-inch bars. But yeah, look at that. I've got light in the bed of my truck just by running two wires up to my third brake light, essentially. Now, the fun part about these is you can set them, if you wanted the yellow look for some reason or whatever, you can have the yellowish amber, super bright for your cargo bed. Quite pleased with that. Okay, we got the lights working. And take a look here. They do have 3 different brightness settings. To change the brightness, you just pick the color that you want and push and hold. One brighter. There's the brightest. So you can see there's a pretty substantial difference between the lowest and the brightest setting. You can also turn them to amber. It has the brightness settings as well. So if you wanted a separate color, sometimes There's advantages to the amber color. There's a few different reasons we have these, but whatever you set it to, because they're both at the brightest setting now on white, whatever you set it to, it will be at that setting when they turn back on next time. So there you go. And remember, they come in 3 different sizes: 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, sold in a pair. 2-wire simple hookup to your cargo light or your interior lights, however you want to do it. We're always happy to help guide you on that process. But there you go, the Sparksmith universal pickup bed lights.